Natarajia matokeo iwe imetoka kama saa moja saa mbili hivi kwa sababu ni station.
A political upset no one saw coming hours after Governor George Natembea was attacked during heated campaign trail. His preferred candidate Eric Wekesa has just defeated Moses Wetangula's hand-picked Ford Kenya nominee in Kabuchai.
Ambia Wetangula kwamba Natembea amepigana na majangili Rift Valley. Amepigana na majangili Isiolo. Amepigana na watu ambao wanabeba bomu. Asiniletee watoto kuja kunipiga mimi na nipini. Mwambie yeye blood infected. Ambia yeye kumbavu. Sema Wetangula kumbavu. Mwambie yeye shezi. Mwambie awache ujinga. Awache ujinga. Wangu wanasema Wetangula awache ujinga.
In a word Wetangula has considered politically untouchable for decades, voters have now delivered a verdict that threatens to redraw the Western Kenya power map. The question tonight, has Bungoma finally slipped from Wetangula's grip? The Chwele Kabuchai by-election was never just another MCA race. It had turned into a raw political duel, Wetangula versus Natembea, establishment versus rebellion, old order versus a rising counterforce demanding new leadership. The seat fell vacant after the death of MCA James Barasa Muhongo in August 2025. What should have been a routine local vote became a political showdown that gripped the entire region.
Kabuchai no mukhendra khotewe na khulabiraus. Awe na khabasindu awe na uza khulabiraus. Sa tatu abekurewe le khale. Banani abakhe bengunyila khwitiki. Nekura yawele. Nefo kuchebweni ta. Khulakenda fwezi bantu base. Khulakenda fwezi. Mulakenda nende papo Roma. Mulasabila wele. Vasale batazike adui bapungure.
Moses Wetangula treated this ward like a political fortress. He led wave after wave of high-profile rallies, Shabrere Primary, Mahonge Salvation Army Junior School, Busakala Primary. Behind him stood a full state-back lineup. The message was simple. Ford Kenya must not lose in Kabuchai. Wetangula packaged the election as a loyalty test, unity, discipline, integrity and service. He wanted a clean endorsement from his own backyard, but the surprise came from the counter-attack. Governor George Natembea teaming up with rebellious forces inside Bungoma. Kabuchai Member of Parliament Majimbo Kalasinga, once Wetangula's loyal lieutenant, publicly declared he was done with the dictatorial party leadership.
Kura sitapikwa hapa Chwele Kabuchai ward, where I am a voter. I have a right to vote. How does he think that I don't have a right to vote?
No man bas saini kwe musai. Nabone mwi gazeti gaba. Ombunge niye narura nende basa asibasa kwa chakatu nikura. Andi kumwi gazeti alikabuchai sai.
Former Governor Wycliffe Wangamati joined the front. Together, they rallied behind Eric Wekesa, an independent candidate, after DAP Kenya stepped aside in his favor. Their rallies, however, were met with hostility. Tear gas disrupted Natembea's rally on November 22nd. Kalasinga's property was vandalized. Reports of Maunda supporters attacking Wekesa's team during voting day. At the peak of the chaos, Natembea himself was attacked during a campaign activity, an incident that shocked his supporters but energized the anti-Wetangula surge. Yet, despite all that, the movement held and the rebellion grew louder. Every political observer began reading this election as a referendum, not on development, not on policy, but on Wetangula's dominance. Kabuchai is his childhood ground, his traditional bastion. Losing here will be more than a defeat. it will be a statement.
Come to my station Namahele in Chwele Kabuchai ward to exercise my civic duty of voting, which I have done. As you are aware, these by-elections are going on across the country from Magarini at the coast all the way to Nyanza, to here, to Northeastern. And I just want to encourage Kenyans in those electoral areas to turn up and exercise their duty.
As voting started, the tension was already boiling. Social media lit up with accusations of voter intimidation, heavy state presence, coordinated pressure on voters, violent clashes in isolated areas. But as the counting began, something unmistakable became clear. The ground had shifted. By afternoon on November 27th, early numbers began circulating on X. Not narrowly, not by luck, but decisively enough to trigger silence in Ford Kenya's camp. Post described the moment as a blow to Wetangula, coming after he personally campaigned, mobilized state power, and rallied his full political machinery. Unofficial tallies painted an undeniable reality. Kabuchai had defied Wetangula and chosen a different direction. Wekesa's victory is more than a by-election result. It signals three major political realities. First, Wetangula's stronghold is no longer guaranteed. For the first time in years, a candidate backed by his rivals has broken through his home turf. Second, Natembea's star is rising in Western Kenya. Even after being attacked during the campaigns, his camp triumphed. It paints him as a resilient, growing force against the old political guard. And third, Ford Kenya's internal rebellion is no longer a whisper. Kalasinga is openly defiant. Wangamati is back in the arena. Younger voters are rejecting traditional political commands. If this momentum continues, the 2027 landscape in Western Kenya could look completely different. Kabuchai was never about just one MCS seat. It was a pulse check for the region. And tonight, the pulse says the ground is moving. Eric Wekesa's victory has drawn a clear line. Wetangula's once unquestionable dominance no longer holds. Natembea and his allies have broken the ceiling, and they did it after facing violence, intimidation, and political pressure. Kabuchai has spoken, and the message is unmistakable. Bungoma's politics is changing. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Reader, Kering Chebet.